On World News Tonight this Thursday, a remarkable achievement in the health of the nation, a dramatic drop in heart disease. The growing controversy over the anthrax vaccine. The Pentagon swears it's safe for troops, but some are not so sure. No vacation when the dream getaway turns into a nightmare. We'll take a closer look. And a new weapon in the battle against aging. Can something in a bottle of wine be a miracle for your skin?
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Kevin Newman.
Good evening, and this is one of those evenings when we can begin with some good news. We learned today that newborn Americans can expect to live even longer, an average of 76 and a half years now. And the Centers for Disease Control also reported a big reason why. The number of deaths from the country's #1 killer, heart disease, has fallen almost 60% in the past 50 years. And the death rate from stroke is also way down, 70% since 1950. It is a remarkable achievement, and ABC's Rebecca Chase has more.
Heart disease. It has been the leading cause of death in the U.S. since 1921.
140/80.
Today, figures released by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta show that since 1963, the steady decline in heart disease has added up to a dramatic drop in deaths. Today, 621,000 fewer people die of heart disease.
We can attribute it to both advances in medical care, such as treatment of high blood pressure and high blood cholesterol, as well as major efforts at public health prevention.
For example, 30 years ago, 42% of all adults smoked. Today, only 25%. The number of people with hypertension who are exercising or taking medication to control their high blood pressure has increased from 79 to 90%. And with Americans eating healthier, the study says the number of adults with high cholesterol has dropped from 33 to 19%, all of which has led to this huge drop in heart disease.
I would characterize the decline in cardiovascular disease as one of the most important achievements in public health in the 20th century.
Even with so much progress, researchers are worried about a risk factor that seems to be getting worse: obesity. In the last 30 years, the percentage of Americans overweight has jumped from 24 to 35%, including a growing number of children. Rebecca Chase, ABC News, Atlanta.
On a related note, a new study in the British medical journal The Lancet suggests that people who have had heart attacks can reduce their risk of dying from another one by 30% if they take a fish oil capsule every day. And a study being published in the journal Science says that sunburns may be one way the body protects itself against skin cancer. Researchers found that sunburned skin makes a protein that kills any cells with mutations that might otherwise lead to cancer. The damaged cells disappear when the skin peels. Turning to other news now, the Pentagon said today that it has agreed to pay big money for something that's the subject of a big controversy. The military will double what it is paying a Michigan company for a vaccine against anthrax. That is an agent used in biological weapons, and it's something the Pentagon has ordered all its personnel to take. 320,000 have so far, but a growing number of them do not want it. Our national security correspondent John McWethy has the latest.
For the Pentagon, the anthrax vaccine is becoming a huge political headache. At least 200 people in the active and reserve force have now refused to take the shots and are being punished. There are indications this small protest movement is growing, with claims the vaccine is unsafe, a criticism the Pentagon vehemently denies.
It's certainly not unsafe. It appears to be safer than most of the vaccines that are given today.
Dr. Sue Bailey, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Health Affairs, does concede that the shots are causing more itching and swelling arms than expected, but very few side effects beyond that.
We've seen no crippling side effects. We have seen several, and literally several, that were more serious, and we're very concerned about those.
But there are cases the Pentagon cannot explain. Soldiers like Sergeant Robert Soska, who blamed the anthrax shots for ruining their health.
Swelling on my hands and feet, dizziness, memory loss, sleep disorders. one blackout, night sweats, chest pains. My condition continues to worsen.
The Pentagon is still struggling with credibility problems caused by how badly it handled questions after the Gulf War when soldiers came home sick. Some members of Congress are again questioning whether defense officials are telling the truth and are demanding at a minimum that anthrax shots be made voluntary.
This is not going to become a problem for the military. It is a problem for the military.
Pentagon officials understand that they do have a problem, but say to them the whole issue is a no-brainer because at least 10 countries now have anthrax weapons. Sending troops into battle without the shots, they say, is like sending a soldier to war without a helmet. Unthinkable. John McWethy, ABC News, the Pentagon.
The State Department has issued a worldwide caution to Americans traveling overseas. It says there has been no specific threat, but Saturday is the anniversary of the embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania, and that might inspire a terrorist group to attack U.S. citizens again. On Capitol Hill, one of the biggest nomination fights of recent years is finally resolved. The Senate confirmed Richard Holbrooke today as UN ambassador, and that's more than a year after the president nominated him. Holbrooke is the man who designed the deal that ended the war in Bosnia 4 years ago. And still in Washington, the debate over a tax cut played out as expected today. The House passed the $792 billion version, and President Clinton went to Capitol Hill to reassure Democrats that he will veto it as too expensive. Both Republicans and Democrats think this is an issue that they can campaign on. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrials were up 119 points to close at 10,793. And the Internet investors were breathing a little sigh of relief today. After falling 5 days in a row, the tech-heavy NASDAQ market gained more than 25 points. When we come back, down on the bone dry farm. Every day without rain is costing money. And dredging the Delaware River, spending your money for what?
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings, brought to you by Advil.
This is really something. You see this pain reliever? Nothing is proven to work better or last longer. Nothing. You see this one? For 14 years, people have counted on this for relief, and it's gentle on the stomach. And you may be surprised to learn that both are Advil. It's true. Nothing's proven to work better or longer than Advil. And millions of people can tell you it's gentle to the stomach. Strong, yet gentle. Advil.
Traveling through Arizona, we blew a front tire. It shot off the road, and I looked down at the ground. It is crawling with rattlesnakes.
It was unbelievable.
I pushed the OnStar button. Within seconds, the OnStar advisor pinpointed our location and sent a tow truck.
Call the paramedics.
Yeah, and kept talking because we
hate snakes.
Yeah.
OnStar.
During the OnStar Summer of Savings, get the OnStar phone-based system and installation at no extra charge when you prepay for a year of service. Call 1-800-OnStar-7.
Great meal. Uh-oh, gas pressure. What now? What else? Gas-X, with the most powerful medicine for fast relief. Nothing works faster.
Hey, want to go for ice cream?
Gas-X, the power to fight gas fast.
The freakish summer weather over much of the country continues. Today, NASA released some satellite images suggesting an old nemesis may be partly to blame. Take a look at this. All that blue and purple in the Pacific is the cold water of La Nina. Now, scientists thought it would be long gone by now. Instead, it is still in force, messing up the jet streams which blow over it. And that is one reason the drought in the east continues. 2 more states imposed water restrictions today, Delaware and New Jersey. ABC's Dean Reynolds is in Waterford, Ohio tonight. That's one of 69 farming counties in that state declared disaster areas.
Down Route 109 in Washington County, Ohio, clear skies are bad news.
Looked like we were in for a good year. And then when it quit raining, well, that was the end.
There's been no rain of any consequence here since late May, and the results are staring farmer Meade Huck in the face every day.
Here you'd think would be a real nice tomato to put on your dinner table. Oh, yeah. That's what they do. Just burn up. They call that dry rot. And,
while his squash plants look green, the stems are holding what little moisture is left. 2/3 of his crop is lost.
This should be just full of of blossoms and yellow squash. And here's this little poor excuse of a squash, just dried up inside.
The cucumbers are bleached, and the green beans
never came up. There's one, right there.
And what's the deal on the corn?
Isn't no
Same
corn.
story?
Same story, only worse.
Drought-stricken farmers are now able to get low-interest loans from the federal government to tide them over. But more debt is something they need about as much as a nice tan. The pigs are thirsty at David Shadd's farm. He has 750 of them.
Every day you just see it getting drier and drier.
The pond water he pumps to his herd is down more than 20 feet and will run dry in 2 weeks. And his cattle? Keep this in mind. One cow drinks 25 gallons of water a day. Back at Mead Hucks, the sun is high in the sky and set at baking temperature.
This year it's been so bad that I don't even want to come to the field.
But he does go out to plow under his withered crops. Bush hogging, he calls it. Uprooting his hopes for this year while he waits for a cloud. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Waterford, Ohio.
Well, wildfires are burning through hundreds of thousands of acres in the western states. In Los Angeles today, a brush fire threatened homes on steep hills and canyons in the northern part of the city. The city rushed water-dropping helicopters to the area along with dozens of firefighters. In a moment, no escape. We'll take a closer look at terrible trips.
The best way to cure athlete's foot so it won't come back is here. New Lamisil AT. So powerful, it does what no other brand can do. These take 4 weeks of treatment to kill the fungus. Lamisil AT is so powerful, with just 1 week's use, it stops the itching and burning and cures athlete's foot between the toes. So powerful, a clinical study showed 3 whole months later, users were still athlete's foot free. Now without a prescription. New Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot.
I should have used Preparation H. Cool it fast. Introducing Preparation H Cooling Gel. Cools on contact for fast relief. New Preparation H Cooling Gel cools on contact.
When you were a kid, did you carry a lunchbox? Who was on it? Was it Sir Isaac Newton? Was it Abraham Lincoln? Or was it the A-Team? Introducing the new, redesigned 2000 Mitsubishi Montero Sport. We pity the fool who'd drive anything else.
There's nothing like the way I feel after a good night's sleep. That's why I love my Tylenol PM. For me, there's just no reason to have trouble sleeping. I take Tylenol PM before bed. It stops my pain and helps me sleep. So I'm ready for another great day.
Summer. Time to get busy with Red Lobster's 30 shrimp dinner for $9.99. 2 choices, 30 shrimp, $9.99. Escape to Red Lobster.
Why wait till you get a blister to do something about it? Blister-proof your feet with Band-Aid brand blister block cushions. They hug your foot like a second skin, stopping blisters before they stop you. Band-Aid brand blister block cushions.
For those of us who have to work this week, it's natural to look at all the people on vacation and to think that they're the lucky ones. Well, tonight, we're going to take a closer look at when vacation is no vacation. Now, the most popular travel destination in general terms is the beach or a lake. About 75% of vacationers head out to the country to splash their toes in the water and breathe all that clean, fresh air. But a study out today says that in some cases, the country air they're breathing is more polluted than the air they left behind. Here's ABC's Barry Serafin.
Those who want to escape the smog of Houston, Texas may be surprised to learn that the Gulf Coast beaches of Galveston have had just as many dirty air days this year. In Tennessee, haze obscures mountaintops in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Smog created by vehicles and by smokestacks hundreds of miles away. They have been measuring the ozone in the park for 9 years, and every year it has gotten worse.
The air quality here during a 24-hour period is actually more hazardous than it is in downtown Knoxville or Nashville or Memphis.
Today's report says coal-burning power plants coupled with more and bigger vehicles on the road are producing smog that cannot be escaped.
Air pollution follows you from the big cities to the vacation destinations.
EPA maps show how plumes of smog, shown here in orange and red, grow and spread across entire regions.
The pollution you breathe in one city in one part of the country may have been generated hundreds of miles away.
Although ozone is not always visible, Cape Cod has had more unhealthy days this year than Boston, and vacation resorts such as Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, have had higher readings than Chicago.
I expect clean air, and that's what I thought I was getting.
This summer's heat wave has made the problem worse. Sunlight helps to create ozone, and that creates health risks.
It brings with it a whole host of public health problems, not the least of which are a worsening of asthma attacks, particularly in our children.
To reduce smog, the EPA is requiring that emissions from sport utility vehicles, minivans, and light trucks get much cleaner over the next several years. For now, millions of Americans are bringing pollution with them when they drive to vacation destinations. Barry Sarafin, ABC News, Washington.
And here's something that won't make you feel much better. Americans get about 12 days of vacation every year. Now compare that to 28 days in Britain and 35 days in Germany. Now, many of us count on vacations to melt away stress, but as ABC's John McKenzie tells us, it doesn't always work.
The long-awaited summer vacation. You dream about it, you plan for it, and in many cases, you set yourself up for disappointment. A national survey found that 27% of those returning home from a family vacation felt tired and stressed, and not surprising. Just getting there is becoming more of a problem, especially if you're one of the estimated 240 million Americans traveling by car this summer.
The most aggravating thing is just the congestion out on the highways. The interstates are packed in popular areas, and it gets very frustrating when you can't get to where you want to be on time.
When you do get there, you often find even more crowds. Beaches, amusement parks, national parks, all are reporting record numbers of visitors this summer. But psychiatrists say if a family vacation is stressful, it's often because of the family itself. For example,
if you're a thrill seeker and you like to be active all the time, but you have a family that wants to relax at the beach, you right away have a conflict.
some families look to vacations specifically to resolve ongoing conflicts, a time to focus on issues between husband and wife or parent and child. But often that creates tension.
You say we'll deal with all of these relationship issues during the vacation. That's when you're really loading up the stress on a vacation.
Often making matters worse, many Americans continue to work on vacation. A Gallup poll last year found more than a third of people surveyed make calls to work, and 19% check their email. 11% actually cut their vacation short because of work. Some psychiatrists say perhaps the biggest mistake many families make is to expect 2 weeks of vacation to make up for 50 weeks of stress. John McKenzie, ABC News, New York.
When we come back, digging up mud, more than $250 million worth, and it's your money.
Do you want to stop by Dave's after the movie?
Would you put your life on the line to change a flat? Each year, nearly 3,000 people die in roadside accidents. It's better to risk your rim than risk your life. Drive slowly to a safer area. Never attempt repairs on a narrow shoulder.
I'm okay.
For more safety tips, get this free book from Shell. Count on Shell.
Wedding season is here, and isn't it nice to know there's one thing that will never let you down? Thompson's Wood Protector. For rain, sun, mildew, it's the most powerful Thompson's yet. You may now protect the deck. Thompson's Wood Protector. It never takes a day off.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
All right, kid. Here we go.
10-9. What do you got? What do you got?
What? Yeah. All right, come on, come on.
What would you do if someone you loved had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Did you know it's now been proven that the same Bayer aspirin you have in your bag for muscle aches may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack?
Downtown. Lucky shot.
Can your pain reliever do that? Talk to your doctor now.
Next time I'll go easier on you.
Bayer, powerful pain relief and so much more. It's time. Time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time.
A story now about dredging a river with your money. The river is the historic Delaware, which is the water route for the city of Philadelphia, and the government wants to make it deeper. But as ABC's John Martin reports, it's not clear why.
The Army Corps of Engineers plans to dredge 33 million tons of earth from the river, increasing the shipping channel from 40 feet to 45 feet deep. The cost, $311 million, of which $200 million comes from federal taxpayers. The Corps says the biggest reason to spend the money is to help big tankers deliver crude oil directly to 6 refineries here.
There's only one problem dredging out in the channel, and it's back here at the oil company landing. The water is still too shallow here for the tankers to dock, so the oil companies would have to spend a lot of their own money to dredge here. They don't want to do that.
That's because the refineries are happy with the way they're getting the oil right now. They simply transfer it to smaller ships and barges that have no problem reaching these docks. But the Delaware River Port Authority says, well, there's another reason to dredge. Deeper water will attract new business.
Ships are going to be getting bigger, and everybody else is deepening their channel. And if we don't deepen ours, we're not going to get the cargo.
But transportation consultant Theodore Prince, who has spent 20 years in the shipping business, says Philadelphia has already missed the boat.
Most steamship lines have already signed long-term agreements with other ports.
Does that mean taking $200 million in federal tax money is going to waste it?
I think so. Remember, they're building this without any commitments from customers. It's like building a sports stadium without a team.
Where does this leave taxpayers? Up the river, where the return on their investment is uncertain. What is certain is that the government is about to spend $300 million, largely for 6 oil refineries, which so far see no reason to spend their own money to make the project worthwhile. What's at stake is your money. John Martin, ABC News, Philadelphia.
If everything goes according to plan, they will start the digging sometime next year. In a moment, taking the wine out of the cellar and into the beauty spa.
You know my friend Mr. Moretti, he worries about the arthritis in my hands. So he came with me to the doctor. Now I am on a wonderful treatment.
Tylenol Arthritis Extended Relief. Take comfort in our strength.
Right now, see more trucks than an all-night diner during the GMC Summer Convoy. Pickups, SUVs, and family vans. 2 million tons of professional-grade trucks designed better than they need to be. Like the GMC Yukon with a Vortec V8 engine. It's got so much horsepower you could put half in storage and never miss it. Lease a '99 Yukon for $419 a month. Call for lease details. This is one convoy you don't want passing you by.
The party's in there, so why am I out here? Gas. Again.
Maximum Strength Phazime has 33% more medicine doctors recommend.
One little pill, and I'm back.
Serious medicine for serious gas. Phazime.
Get them a Gateway Portable for college, so wherever they are, they could be out studying. The Solo 2500 is a PC World Best Buy. Get one with an Intel Celeron processor for $48 a month. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
Step into a brave new world. Intelligent, inventive. The new series that explores where we're going and why we want to get there. And this week, if you could live twice as long by becoming part machine, would you? Brave New World, tonight.
And a quick review of our top story. The Centers for Disease Control reported a very important public health achievement today. A huge decline in the number of deaths from the country's #1 killer, heart disease. The death rate has fallen almost 60% in the past 5 decades, and the death rate from stroke is also way down 70% since 1950. Well, finally tonight, those feet-stomping grape crushers in the vineyards of France were onto something. When skin meets grape, it's not only a good way to make wine, it's apparently a new route to beauty. Here's ABC's Hilary Brown in the Bordeaux region of France.
Chateau Smith Haute Lafitte produces some of the finest wines in France. Now there's a wine spa among its vineyards for those who join the Battle of the Wrinkles. During the annual fall harvest here, the seeds of the grapes, tons of them, are skinned to produce a concentrate of polyphenols, the substance that's said to slow the process of aging. Polyphenols help protect the skin from the ravages of sun, smoke, and polluted air. It turns out that grape seeds are full of them. A little Bordeaux in your bath, madam? Try some grape seed powder to rejuvenate your skin. Perhaps a Cabernet scrub for a silky body. You can even have a grapeseed mask, which hardens like ceramic on the face and makes conversation quite impossible. All this venotherapy was developed by Mathilde Thomas, who 3 years ago brought out a line of cosmetics based on grape seeds from the Chateau's annual harvest. She now does more than $3 million in sales each year.
They didn't understand at first, but now it is a trend and everybody is trying to copy us.
One of her first customers was her own mother, Florence. She's 52, looks 35.
Maybe it's also the kind of life I lead now, because I use wine from inside and from outside.
So far, the spa seems to be used by people who don't actually need it.
A sort of paradise, I dream.
This Parisienne says she thinks of it as a preventative form of beauty treatment. Many experts say this unorthodox approach is not a gimmick.
Have fun and be handsome, thanks to wine.
It will take more than a decade to prove the beneficial effects of grape seeds on the face and body. By then, 1999 may be remembered as a very good year. Hilary Brown, ABC News, Bordeaux.
And that is our report on World News tonight. Later on Nightline, the story of a woman who survived a terrorist bombing. I'm Kevin Newman. For all of us at ABC News, have a good evening. Good night.
Tomorrow, 7 officers searching for 15,000 fugitives. What chance is there for justice? Can we put the law in order? Watch World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. ABCnews.com, now a